Camera ready, Laura? Okay, there's my audience. Hello, everyone. Take this. Make sure I can see myself there. Alright, good morning. Alright, guys. This morning, I'm going to talk to you guys about first impressions and nonverbal communication. And in just a few moments, we're going to step through those doors into a mission field of visitors and of God's people. And what they see in us is reflective of our team, our pastors, and our God. And let's journey from here more aware of how our actions may be interpreted by those around us for the purpose of establishing their experience and a positive light and honoring God. I want to do this through some personal experience of my own, some research I've done, and a few expert opinions that I've gotten. And we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to preview about perception is reality, nonverbal communication. I want to define that, and I want to talk about making a good first impression. And the first thing, perception is reality. How people perceive you is the truth. I work in communications, and my direct supervisor used to tell me all the time, Adam, perception is reality. And it was never more true when I was told that I always seemed stressed and upset. And it was because I would take a lot of deep breaths. And it was an unaware thing that I did, but my body language was communicating to people that I was unhappy and frustrated. Jesus says that your love for one another will prove to the world that you are my disciples. In essence, he was saying when people perceive you loving each other, they will know that you are mine. And I think it's a biblical principle. When people look at us, perception can become reality for those. And I also like to say, what you are, what you eat. I know we've heard that, but in Matthew 15:11, Jesus says it's not what goes into a person's body that makes them unclean, but it's what comes out. And I think it's really more of how you think really affects how people perceive you. If you are in a gloomy and doomy mood, that's going to show on your face, and people are going to be aware of that. What is nonverbal communication? It's the tone of your voice, the speed at which you talk. It's your facial expressions. It's your body movements. Our minds are like Polaroid cameras. And Paul Ekman, he's the professor of psychiatry at the University of California Medical School in San Francisco. It's a big title. He says that people will form a perception of you within 3 seconds. And so the first 3 seconds, the first few seconds of meeting someone are so crucial. And they also form an opinion of us not just by what we do, but by the environment around them. As they walk up to our church, as they walk into our doors, they've already kind of perceived something. I thought today, the no parking signs outside everywhere and all the buses blocking all the entrances, it kind of sends a negative message. So people might be a little stressed today because they couldn't find a parking spot. And we can either intersect them and make them happy, or we can add to their frustration if we don't acknowledge them and give off a good perception of what we're doing here. And I want to talk a little bit just about making a good first impression. First thing I would say is avoid yourself. When you meet someone for the first time, it's really easy to kind of get nervous and talk about you. But if you want to make a good first impression, focus on the other person. And if you're nervous, it's okay. It's okay to be a little nervous. If you're not really quick on your feet and witty, then you can ask the other person questions. Don't interrogate them like they're in some type of police detention, but you can interrogate them in the sense that, hey, how are you doing today? I hope you're enjoying the service. Did you need any help with anything? And then I thought, come on, get happy, because if I come in, I said this earlier, if I come in, and it's a proven fact that when other people see a person in a down mood, they kind of relate to them and they will get down as well. And when you get close to somebody, cut out the body language and make eye contact. Making eye contact with the person shows, if you're genuine, shows how your face can smile and brighten up someone's day, because your eyes do tell the truth. But step together. In essence, let's get in sync with them. Get on their level. Have you ever noticed when you talk to someone that you can actually kind of tilt your head and listen intently, and that helps them to feel welcome. And use compliments to your advantage, but don't go overboard. You can get a little too crazy with compliments. And it's okay to start over. If somebody comes in and you felt like you had a bad first impression, you can find them later and say, hey, listen, you show them your humorous side. You know, you must have met my evil twin. I'm really sorry. Hey, my name is Adam, and you know, acknowledge that you were wrong, or acknowledge. And I think that it's important how people perceive us. And really, what I'd like to emphasize is, in our team, we can make other people important. And if we focus on them and make other people important, that will make their experience so much more rich. And we are here to make others feel welcome. And I want to encourage you to go out today and be aware of how your body language and what you are communicating to other people and how people will perceive you as we're out here today doing our gift services. Thank you.